Hello, I'm Professor Hsu, and I'm extremely pleased to be invited to share my insight with you during the IAIC 2022 conference. The topic I want to address to is something that I've been thinking of for decades, and that is the commercialization of agricultural technology in Taiwan. Okay. Now, when I say commercialization, is to export our agricultural technology through various business models. Most of them will be considered as innovative business model to the rest of the world. And so under the circumstances, what I'd like to do is to share some of the theme with you, which is called commercialization of agricultural technology. Okay, and what I'm doing now is present you a case study from Taiwan. Now, in talking about Taiwan's current status of the agricultural area and the yield of agricultural product. So I want to first share with you this slide. This slide is addressing to the advancement and the strength of Taiwan's agricultural technology against the impact of extreme climate, decline in arable land, and yet Taiwan still be able to maintain stable yield per unit area. Now, this slide indicates the in current years, actually Taiwan's arable land is shrinking for various reasons. Now, one is Taiwan is at the same time promoting a lot of industrial land instead of agricultural land to focus on electronic manufacturing industry, focus on chemical industry, and also focus on high-tech industry. Okay, and all this industry needs more land to build factories. So all in all, our arable land is decreasing, but at the same time, our agricultural output is not decreasing. Okay, so this chart shows the fact that our agricultural output is still increasing despite of the decrease of arable land. And what's the answer to that? It seems to be very clear that at the same time, our agricultural technology, under not only government sponsorship, but also under the strong entrepreneurship of our agricultural sector, to come up with new and state-of-the-art agricultural technology to maintain our output. However, in doing so, I think we also need to consider a total change of our agricultural policy. And based on Taiwan's very strong entrepreneurship, and based on our continued technology advancement in the agricultural area. First of all, I want to address to the increase of agricultural expenditure, okay, in the area of agricultural technology. But most of this figure is provided by the government. It's not including the private sector research effort and also their strong entrepreneurship. For instance, we are going through an import substitution area. The other day, I managed to purchase some of the figs, which is not the traditional Taiwan agricultural produce. But we do have our agricultural entrepreneurs. They are introducing the technology to produce figs in Taiwan. Okay. Now, since this is not a traditional Taiwanese agricultural produce, but I can give you other example as well. I call this import substitution. Okay, but mostly for consumption within Taiwan. So on this point, I want to stress the importance of the entrepreneurship and a very strong entrepreneurship in the Taiwan agricultural sector. Okay? But this is a tribute to the private sector, small farmer and educated agricultural experts. They create this new trend. Okay? But many other agricultural produce also is supported by these new generation of entrepreneurial agricultural experts. Okay. Now, by saying that, I want to stress the contribution is not only by the government, but also by the private sector in the agricultural sector. Okay. And on that, I like to share the next diagram with you. Since I've been aggressively promoting, along with my colleague here, to maximize the value of agricultural science, so we should also consider the high quality agricultural technology, okay, not only reduce food shortage in food crisis country, okay, especially the recent global situation reveal that maintaining the food supply chain become extremely important, not only attributed to the Russian invasion to Ukraine, but also attributed to the climate change, including the unexpected drought, unexpected flood as a result of climate change. And so the food supply chain, if still relying on the export of food or raw material for food from one country to another, probably needs some serious thinking of changing. Now, this chart also shows you what are the technology, this is worth our further study, origin in Taiwan. Now, what are the leading technology that are needed in the global market, and how to enhance the agricultural products manufacture collaboration between Taiwan and all the other countries in the world. Now, having said that, I think the development of a new business model or creative business model for commercialization of agricultural science become extremely important. Yeah. And by saying that, I want to show you the next slides. This is indicate the global agricultural technology transformation and how we develop Taiwan into agricultural technology research center. Yeah. And the research also adding to the development strategy. Yeah. So in this chart, you can see agricultural technology commercialization become one of the very important themes for us to think about and to conduct further study. And we also need to encourage the more and more agricultural related startup. You know, we have to bring in a new generation of entrepreneurs to focus on agriculture related startup company. Yeah. And then we need more scholar and practitioner to get involved in agricultural business model development and as well as the industrialization of agricultural technologies development. So these are a new area that in this sharing I'd like to strongly urge, okay, all parties involved to adopt these three themes as a new and more innovative effort that to be shared by all the elements, you know, all the people, you know, including entrepreneur, including the financial sector, and of course, with the government support, even can make these whole idea more real and turn into many different type of policy effort. So I strongly believe Taiwan's agricultural technology can be a safeguard to the resolve the global food supply and food security crisis. Okay. Now, I must emphasize here, we have to think big. Okay. In addition to the development of technology in industrial sector, such as chip manufacturing, such as new chemical research, and such as many new efforts like the electric vehicle and all that. All these hot subjects, I strongly urge that all parties concerned should also add the commercialization of agricultural technology to the industrial development and economic development effort in the future. Having said that, I want to show you the next slide. The next slide, the first step is to upgrade the agriculture in Taiwan. I divide this subject into three important areas. One is industrial upgrading in the agricultural sector, including primary processing industry, Okay, in other words, give you a small example. Okay, Taiwan has excellent fresh food. Okay, based on the continual research on the related agricultural technology, but we should put more emphasis on the food processing industry. For instance, Taiwan have excellent fresh fruit, such as mango, such as lychee, and many, many more. But we are still lacking preserved fruit, such as the food jam industry. Okay. Now, we can also think about the technology export. How we can encourage more turnkey project, okay, through in industrial property protection, such as a patent, and also creating the brand name, and to enhance the technology transfer from Taiwan to other countries. Okay. Now, this would lead to how to develop more and more agricultural technology licensing program. How to develop design services and knowledge services. This aiming at the future service trade for agricultural technology. Okay. Now, under the circumstances, I would shift to the next diagram. Is on the development strategy for Taiwan's agricultural technical output and the business model build up. Now, some of the new elements we need to consider. If we adopt a traditional model of exporting Taiwan's fresh food, fresh vegetable, then we have to consider the cost of freight, and we have to consider the paying tariff for the tax organization of the importing country, and then we have to be mindful on the sanitary level, in other words, ensure food safety of the product, including the freshness of the product. Okay? However, if we start develop a new business model which will enhance the intellectual property protection, such as patent layout, trade secret, and brand name protection, and plant variety rights protection, and design of business model, and many more. Okay. Now here I'd like to using the example of a 100-year-old company named Coca-Cola. Okay. Coca-Cola have developed more than 100 years ago, a recipe and turned into a concentrate. But Coca-Cola become a 100-year-old company and still expanding their market worldwide. I think they come up with a business model of selling a bottling plant, okay, and also collecting fee from the trademark licensing. If you use that trademark, you have to pay them, and also come up with all kinds of technical support. But most important of all, you had to buy their syrup, which is under trade secret protection. So what to license, what to help other, and what to sell become an important part of Coca-Cola business model. For any agricultural product, we can use a similar formula to come up with a different set of business model to derive desired protection. Okay, so we can safely export agricultural technology from Taiwan to the rest of the world. Okay, 下面. Now here is a sketch for Taiwan's agricultural technology commercialization business model. Okay, we have to look at the transporting factor, production factor, and management factor, and conservation of the product factor, and many more. But if we want to maximize the value of our agricultural technology, we have to identify the agricultural technology which would be commercialized. Now we have to develop international market. Okay, we have to do industrial upgrading. Okay, this is in all, the technology commercialization is the objective under this new business model development. Yeah. So, in concluding my speech, I'd like to share with you the mission statement, so-called, in our presentation. First is commercialization of agricultural technology will attract overseas and local capital investment and promote food-related industrial development. Second is provide solution to the world food crisis with Taiwan's precise agricultural expertise. Thirdly is to lessen the burden of agricultural output in Taiwan. Okay, that means only selling fresh agricultural produce. Four is develop Taiwan into one of the global leading agricultural technology research center. Okay.